Hey, what is going on, ladies and the gentlemen? My name is Quarbit, and I will be your host today for Europa Universalis 4. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play. We're going to be playing as England here. Obviously, as the namesake says, we're going for the Anglophile achievement here, which is to get every single one of the England missions completely finished and have the entire tree completely done. In fact, I believe it might be more than simply England. I believe there are also a bunch of British missions, unless I'm mistaken. Perhaps they share the exact same, I'm not quite sure. But if there are extra British ones, then of course that we'll have to complete those too, I believe, for the achievement. Now, England starts off in this interesting, precarious situation, which, if you do the right things, you don't really end up with too many problems. So the first correct thing that we should end up doing here is, I believe, releasing Maine as its own thing. Or, alternatively, if we really wanted to, it depends on France's allies. But depending, we could try and get the personal union over France, which is something I'm interested in actually doing. So, basically, what's going to happen is either the War of the Roses will happen first, or the 100 Years' War. You can't really be sure which is going to start, which is going to happen first. But what you can be sure of is that you definitely want to get an heir as soon as possible. If you can't get an heir, things just are not fun for you, pretty much. Yeah, they'll just never be much fun for us. So what we're going to do is try and ally a bunch of nations in a bunch of different places, especially ones that hate France, okay? How about we also look around a couple of other places. Burgundy hates us, of course. But who hates France? Castile. You know what? Let's be friends with Castile as well. Alrighty then, so that's, I believe, nearly the rest of our little things we can have here. I think my allies are going to be those three, Austria, Castile, and Portugal. Yeah, we'll start off with that. Our rivals are going to, of course, be Scotland. I guess France and Burgundy as well. Though I don't know how much use we're going to get out of rivaling Burgundy. We definitely want to rival France. That's a fact there. Maybe we should try and rival Denmark's a maybe. They're not going to be much in our sphere? Yeah, in our sphere of conquering or influence that we're trying to establish early games, so I don't know. We might as well try not to create too many more problems for ourselves here. Because if we rival someone, they're more likely to try and be friends with France. So let's just go with Burgundy. That's fine. So all three of our diplomats are out. We have our good old navy here, one of the strongest in the world to begin with, other than the Ottomans. We can also build up our army quite a bit. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move one horse over here. Our force limit is 34, so we can build 5 more troops. I'll bring it up to 12, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, there we go. Next we can get a parliament debate. What do we want here? Land maintenance modifier and attrition might be very, very good, actually. I think I will go with this one. Alright then, so we could start doing a couple things here. Lose a bit of military power, which we don't want to do. Administrative, maybe. Autonomy's fine. Bribe MP with a bit of money. That's okay, we'll go with that. And then, how about just one more extra thing here? Just one military power thing. Which gives us a high enough chance to succeed. It's not too important for us. We do, however, require more seats in the parliament. Okay, let's give one seat to... Not that it really matters which one we give a seat to. Preferably someone of high development, so that you get some of the extra bonuses. Norfolk, I think, would be good as well. There we go. That's all the seats we need. Now it gives us a slightly lower chance, but that's okay. We can pay with a little bit of, I guess, army or navy tradition. That's alright. I don't think we really want to bring our army down at any given point, because that's a little bit too dangerous for us. the 100 Years' War could start at literally any moment. In which case, I think, depending on how things go, we'll wait the one day. Marriage. Okay. Marriage does not necessarily mean we're going to get an heir, though, especially with our infertile King Henry VI, who is just apparently incompetent in every single possible way. That's fun. Alrighty then, we don't have too much time before we'll actually start off with the problems we're going to have here. Right, yeah, okay, so Scotland actually is going to be up there in the north when this fires. We basically have the two options here. We can either release Maine right now, if we don't think we can win, against Scotland, Provence, and France, which I don't know how likely it will be. France, Scotland, and... yeah, I don't think that's actually quite likely. That does not look like a winning recipe here. Scotland in the north sort of diverts my attention. Provence, well, just Provence, it doesn't do that much. And then there's France, who's just, by themselves, already really big. France actually already starts off with more men and force limit than I do. It might be winnable, actually. It might be winnable. I don't know why I brought the forts down. These ones are important to keep up. Well, we can count on it being possibly an early war. Alliance from Castile and Austria. Hell yeah, give me that. Thank you very much. Let's use one of our guys over in here. Or did I? Was that Burgundy? It was Burgundy, sorry, actually, yeah. Issued the embargo here. It could happen any moment here, so we have to keep a close watch. So bring up the morale of our armies as well. Just so we can have the slight advantage. Our ships out here do need a leader. I don't know why I didn't automatically go out and do these things. I should have done them already, but let me do them real quick. How about we grab ourselves... see if I can get you up to 55 through other means. I can bring you up by approximately 7.2%. A little bit more than that, actually. 7.2 would not be enough. How about that one over here? I suppose you could have York too, couldn't you? There you go. We're gonna use you to grab the admiralship and ask for this and ask for money, which is great. We're going to, I think, hit this button and take that. Alrighty then, that works for me. Personal union on monarch death, yes, of course, of course. Over here we want probably, well, none of these matter too terribly. But we'll go with this anyway, because we don't have many points to begin with. And then I think maybe military would be good, but I don't expect us to be able to get the next tech by the time the 100 Years' War actually starts, so that's fine. We'll wait for these guys to group up together. Bump up the speed a little bit, nothing to look at very much. Give me that embargo. Wait a few days. Give me that embargo. 27 power projection, not bad. What I suspect is that if the war begins, or when it begins, France now has... ooh, that also has Aragon. Okay, that's not a win. That is definitely not a win. We can't fight that. Not anymore. Not at all. Okay. We're changing up our tactics. We're changing our ideas. Now that Aragon's in, and they're really big, well, if we were to declare on France, there's no way anyone would help us, so... Castile wouldn't help us, and Austria would not help us. Neither would Portugal, probably. Because, that's just how it is, I guess. So I think instead what we're going to do... let's go to this tab, look at our own country, and, can we not? Yeah, we can release... where is it? It is... where is it? It's not in Maine, can I not do that? I can release someone next to it and give them Maine, that's true. I think that's probably what I'm supposed to do. So we have Constantine, Caen, and Caux. Over here would be Normandy. Alençon would be over here. Meath, Northumberland. Wales, Cornwall, Gascony. The Bourg and Aquitaine. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely going to have to be Alençon, I believe. We'll release them. And we're going to give them Maine. Yep. There you go. So really what that should do is just the 100 Years' War, I don't think, should fire. Or if it does, then... Actually, I don't think it should at all. I don't think so. So at this point, that means all we need to do to complete the 100 Years' War mission would end up being just being at war with France in general. But I can do that at a different time when my allies would join me. Because at that point then, well, we'd probably be able to win. Or on the other side of that same coin, we can declare war on Scotland. Oh, France has been excommunicated. Interesting. Yeah, France is allied to way too many people for me to actually have a solid war going on here. In theory, though, what we could do is just try and invade Scotland. And if we invade Scotland, then we end up being able to, you know, bring France in. And since we're at war with France, we can finish the 100 Years' War, even though it's not the 100 Years' War, but that's fine. Alrighty, well, with our larger force limit, I guess we'll just keep these troops around here. But with our larger force limit, what we can do is fill out another part of that next mission over here. Because next we can levy the troops. All we need to do is have a bit more manpower. Unfortunately, we start with no professionalism, which is kind of embarrassing, to say the least. It's a little bit embarrassing. Let's send you over to... Do we move from Lubeck? We do move from Lubeck. Nice. Alrighty then, so since the 100 Years' War should not occur, I don't know if it will or not. It probably won't, but I'm still I'm a little bit on edge because I'm not 100% convinced. But should it not happen, or if it does happen, I guess my vassal will just hand it over. But yeah, I guess hopefully there won't be a war here. Or me still having to take the hit. I don't think I will, honestly. But anyways, when we eventually do invade Scotland, it will require a lot of trust and a lot of favors. Over here, we're going to have to wait 10 years on Castile, 10 years on Austria, and 10 years on Portugal. The looming disaster is always coming in, or it's also coming in approximately... When is this coming in? 3 years. Oh boy, alright then. Well, if it's gonna happen, I say let it come. Because that allows us to finish another mission a little bit early. Complete the War of the Roses. Which, I guess that's fine. It allows us to move on to the next part. But, actually, it doesn't matter if I do this or not. It'll only give us a little bit of legitimacy early on. As well as aggressive expansion impact, which could be nice. Yeah, that could be nice. Now, I do have an idea. Scotland, how many ships do you have? 8 plus the 17 here. I'm pretty sure those are all the ships of your allies. Okay. I'm just wondering if we could trap Scotland's army in here. And, yeah, we probably could. We probably could. Okay, I'm scheming. I'm doing a little bit of scheming right now. There are probably better ways to do this. Almost definitely better ways to do this, actually. Because once we do this, we get claims on everything, so I should not have done that. Yeah, I should not have done that, but that's okay. Yeah, alright, that's fine. We just need a little bit more manpower. By a little bit, I mean quite a lot. And we don't have a nobility because we have the English monarchy. Meaning we're going to have to sit on the fact that we can't do much right now. Alternatively, I think I'm going to hire another general. I'm going to get these guys to start drilling because we have the money for it, so we might as well. And what that's going to do is it's going to very slightly improve our manpower. And if that's not very apparent, I'll explain in a minute. Sure, we'll lose a little bit of Diplo to Castile. But essentially, what this is doing is every single month we are getting approximately, not very much professionalism, but professionalism it still is. Ooh, that is 5 years of national unrest. That's okay. That's actually fine in this situation. We'll drill up for the War of the Roses. Yeah, that's good. And it'll give us a very slight bonus to our manpower because... Because at some point we'll have enough professionalism to slacken recruiting, and then we can use that to gain more manpower. It'll help us very slightly because we don't have a nobility to siphon manpower off of, so... We'll have to wait here for a little while. You only have a level 1 fort on this, don't you? It's a little bit of a shame. Okay, let's go in and fix that for you. Oh wait, this is your capital. Of course, it's Alençon. Forgot about that. Maine is actually just there to deter the French from wanting it. There we go. Then we'll come back and, I'll come back to London, I suppose. Looming disaster coming up on the 1st of January 1448. Gives us a little bit more time to drill. The professionalism is now 1.44. Not bad. Slacking will not tell me how much it'll give me, which kind of sucks, but oh well. It's a bit of a shame. We can levy the no, we can't. We can have more ports than 40, which will give us take Gibraltar. Oh, right, yes, of course. We have a lot of things to do here. A lot of places to go and see, like Egypt and Gibraltar. We will eventually have to fight Spain, I suppose. Also, one of our advisors is gone. I'm not really willing to hire a level 2, am I? Am I? These are really the only options we have, I guess. If that's all we can do, then I guess. We have just under a year. So I think in about... just before August, so in July, I guess, I'm going to stop drilling the troops. Yeah. Just in July. Parliamentary debate. I suppose... I could just give them what they want. It'll give us less land maintenance for 10 years. Instead of having to wait for that. It'll help us out a little bit right now. By just about a little bit of money. But all money in the world helps, so... Oh, also, I should have been giving this to this guy. Because that helps us get more money. Portugal also has no heir. That would be interesting. To see see our dynasty, maybe, on Portugal's throne. Rather interesting. And now it is July, so we're going to stop drilling the troops. We're going to prepare for the wars that are ahead of us. The War of the Roses, for instance. Hopefully this will be enough months to fix everything. I don't know where the rebels are going to spawn, but I know that we definitely want to be ready when they do spawn. They might spawn on London. If they do, I'll just keep these guys here. We do have a little bit of time. It's gonna happen, no doubt, so... Here comes in November, and... for one more month, I might as well get the second claim. I can take, like, 2 things from France in a war. December... oh boy, one more month. I think we're prepared. The garrisons are not quite full, but nah. It's something. And January 1st, War of the Roses. Let's see here. A 315 with strong claim, or if 041, I think there's a very clearly better option to go with here. We're going to support the House of York, the 315. Pretty good, not bad at all. Start with that. A new king with a couple of rebels in here. Does the disaster persist? It does persist, okay. We need to get ourselves up to 1 stability, so we'll go and hit that button. I also hope the music's not been too loud. I don't think so. Let me also check my timer to see where we're at. Oh, we have time. Okay. Alright then. So let's bring both these guys over, I guess. You have faster maneuvers, so we're going to stop you just short over here. Royal marriage from Portugal, hell yeah, of course. Next we have designate Calais as the staple port. Wow, that is really good. 10 mercantilism, and Calais gets amazing things. Sure, we'll do that. Alrighty then. Let's keep looking at the War of the Roses here. So we need to get rid of... Okay, so we need to get rid of all the rebels, and then when all the rebels are gone... We just need to have an heir, correct? 3rd of February. Now you'll be there on the 1st, the 3rd. Now you'll be there on the 3rd. So wait, give you one more day. Okay, cool. Because we want this guy to come in first. Oh, did you have a better... Oh no, we have terrain, not a river crossing. Of course, that's reasonable. That's okay. Alright, so while the War of the Roses is not quite over, per se... Oh, well, actually, it is. Never mind, a 3-3-3 perfectly average Henry over here. Not bad at all. And then we need to move one of our stacks over to Pale. Hopefully we have time for that. War of the Roses. Order has finally been restored. Prestige and stability, very nice. And if we wanted to, we could even hit the button up here for aggressive expansion impact decrease. I might go ahead and actually do that. 15 years, though, is not a very long time. If we wanted to declare war on someone, we'd have to do it sooner rather than later, if we were to hit that button, so I don't think I'll hit it yet. Ooh, wow, okay. This is interesting. We could replace our current heir, Henry York, for Henry Tudor, which is a completely different thing in here. That's interesting. So we can gain a 1 stability for a guy that just has 1 point shifted about. A 3-4-2. That's not the worst thing ever. I think I might go ahead and do that because it gives me the extra stability. And it's not that big of an issue, in my opinion. I will put this guy on army drilling, and we'll do that. We'll also just do that for why not reasons. And we'll bring the fleet over here. Hopefully we get into there before, for Pale. Oh, you also happen to be infertile. We'll see how this whole situation goes then. Move you into Pale. 7 pretenders will rise up. They'll be attacking us. Sometimes it'll give you a benefit, but it's the grasslands, so it didn't. We'll do this, and then start drilling them. So that we can start raising manpower, but also it doesn't... You know, it's all about the ratio that you're using, pretty much. Also, in theory, we could fill out the rest with mercs. I'm just saying. It's something we could technically do. It appears we don't have the most time in the world left, though, so... let's start off by decreasing, or, you know, bringing down all of our forts. These guys don't need to have full army maintenance to drill, so we'll bring that down. Loyalty and influence. Your influence is currently 77 and will not increase in the future. Lose a bit of money, gain... Oh, that's actually really good stuff. Yeah, sure. We'll give him some of the good stuff. The War of the Roses, we're gonna wait and try to hit immediately before we peace out, because that's when it'll have the greatest effect, basically. Doesn't tell me how long until the next debate, does it? I don't think so. Well, that's alright. So, Burgundy doesn't have an heir. I'm interested to see who they go to. There's no way we can get any piece of this, by the way. I didn't follow the steps that I would have if I wanted to do that, but... yeah. Anyway. Alright then, I'd say we're off to a pretty decent start. Oh wow, Burgundy's also starting another war. Oh, and there goes my timer actually telling me It's a pretty rough time for us to quit the Let's Play for today. Alright then. So I think we did a couple of good things. Next episode, we're going to try and get our manpower to roughly halfway, which will allow us to levy the troops. It'll be pretty nice. We can start off with a bunch of claims on Scotland. In theory, we should be able to then declare war on Scotland, defend ourselves from France, maybe take a thing or two. Unlikely, but we'll see what really ends up happening. And hopefully we can get a lot of good stuff done next episode. But for today, this is Quarbit signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day.